Oh, hello, everybody. It's Christmas time. Times are hard, our cash is tight. You've got no right, I've heard it all before. Just this once is once too much, 'cause once they've once, they'll want to once more. I run the only toilet in this part of town you see. So if you've gotta go, you've got to go through me. It's a privilege to pee. Water's worth its weight in gold these days. No more bathrooms like in olden days. You come here and pay a fee for the privilege to pee. Oh, hello. It's me, Chris Smith, and look at this delicious room that is at my mother's house in beautiful West Virginia, where I'm on location. And there's various family members here. They're very sleepy because it's very late. Because some family members were here and they wouldn't go. So now, let me take you on a tour. Now, in this section, if I ever take over my mother's house, I'm tearing all this out. And I'm going to put bookshelves here. And it's going to go from floor to ceiling. And it's going to be filled with all my Broadway books and my TV books and books written by me. Books abound to show we read. The dog's been fleed and put outside to play. I hope he runs away. So do I. So do I. That's from Falsettos. Guess who's here? It's my niece, Sharita. She did a very popular episode once called Balls, in which she told everybody how to make ornaments for the Christmas tree.
Classic.
And guess who else is here? My sister Jeanette, direct from her coma. I almost had a coma just now. I couldn't remember the word. And look, here's Alex, who you'll remember from the popular Dear Alex and Avery series. And he last appeared in 2019, before the pandemic. And look, here is Avery, who... Hello. That's the most she's ever spoken on this show before, isn't it, Avery? You know, she hasn't appeared since 2018 because Alex appeared twice in 2019. She was having contract negotiations and wouldn't appear. And this is Betty. She's asleep. So we'll be very quiet. I don't remember what this episode was supposed to be about.
Snake bites.
Oh, yes. I was bitten by a snake, as you all know, in July of 1983. Hold on, let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what day did July 13th, 1983 fall on?
Wednesday.
Yes, it was Wednesday, July 13th, because I remember, oh, it's the 13th, what bad luck. But it was Wednesday the 13th. And then I had to stay in the hospital until Saturday, whatever date that was. And on that Dallas repeat on TV that Friday night, they had the wedding of Sue Ellen and JR. It was a remarriage. And Cliff stood up. But then he didn't interrupt the wedding. He just stormed out. Why was he even invited? Now, Sharita, you remember when I was snake bit. What did you think about it?
Have you told this story before?
I told it a little bit during the Grease story, the Grease 2 book story,
Gotcha.
because Betty gave away my Grease 2 book while I was in the hospital near death. But so we ventured off into that was more about the Grease 2 book.
Gotcha.
But you know, I was out catching lightning bugs, also known as fireflies to some of you. And I was catching them with Sharita and little Stefan.
And Betty had given us glass jars that we were specifically told, do not drop those.
Do not.
And let them break in the yard.
So we were very nervous already. And I had a new St. Bernard puppy named Anna, Leah, Tina, Maria, Sophia, Dorothea, Fettuccina, Santana, Montana, Lena, Michelle, Patricia, Bell, Conchita, Alonzo, Alicia, Fairchild, Keisha, Bubucci, Dominica, Gwinnetta, Georgetta, Susie, Chanel, Augusta, Angela, Tammy Faye Smith Jr. Her name might not have been that long at that time. It was like Anna, Leah, Tina, Maria Smith. So
we've always been told, when you go out in the yard, watch out for snakes.
Watch out for snakes.
And in all my years, I'd never really seen a snake.
No.
And I was barefoot, Stevie was barefoot, and you had flip-flops on. And all of a sudden, Chris screams and drops the glass jar, which starts rolling down the hill. It wasn't an uncommon experience for Chris just to scream and take off running.
Yes.
So I thought, oh, good grief. And so I was like, the glass jar. So I went running down the hill after the glass jar to make sure it didn't break, while Chris screaming and running.
And I ran into the house. Well,
all I knew was I was the hero for saving the glass jar. You're welcome, Betty.
And where I'm standing, I'm just minding my own business, and I feel a bite on my ankle. Well, I thought it was the St. Bernard puppy, Anna, Leah, Tina, Maria. And I go, and I look down expecting to see a little cute puppy nibbling, and it was a nasty, slithering copperhead just crawling away, probably right between Sharita and little Stefan. So I took off running. I left them. I didn't even
think about that.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, it had already gotten me. You were on your own.
How many times can snakes bite? Can they bite multiple people?
They're not like bees. They keep going. And I think I told us in that video about the Grease 2 book, snakes can live like 20-some years if they take good care of themselves.
Exercise and eat right.
Exercise, suck the right amount of blood, put some venom in little 13-year-olds' feet. So anyway, yes, I ran into the house and I was bleeding, and Jeanette was on the phone and she was like, "Do you mind?" And then she saw the blood pouring out of my foot. And Betty, then what did you say? She's asleep. We won't bother her.
I just remember coming in the house and there was lots of screaming and crying. And then
I thought I was going to die.
And then I heard Betty say, "Chris is going to die." And I thought, oh, this is bad. So I ran and hid at the top of the stairs.
I thought you got in the closet.
I think I went to the top of the stairs and hid behind some.
Now, Alex, have you ever been bitten by a snake?
No.
Have you ever hunted for lightning bugs?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had better luck than I, obviously. Avery, have you ever been bitten by a snake or seen a snake? Oh, they're terrible. No offense to snake lovers out there. Now, yes, so we went to the ER because they said, and this is a public service announcement, they said don't put on a tourniquet. I don't remember why.
Don't try to suck the wound.
And don't try to suck the wound. And everybody was like, don't worry.
There's no heroes here.
So my brother Jim Smith drove us to the ER, me and Betty, and the snake bite leg, and the poison, the venom I should say, was going up my leg. And by the time we got to the hospital across the river, the ARH, it felt like butcher knives inside the leg all the way up to the knee. Digging. Oh, it was very painful. And then when the church brought Brother John and a whole big prayer circle of people around my bed like we were Jehovah's Witness or something, laying hands on me and wailing.
I don't remember that.
Let me make it about me.
Yes.
So, the other part of the story I remember is that while you were in the hospital, you had to be 13 to go visit you, and I was just 10.
Oh.
And then they let me pretend that I was 13 and sneak in to see you. And I remember trying to really look a lot older than I was. I think I even dressed up in a certain way.
Did you put on a jacket and zip it all the way?
I had Betty's sweater on. I might have put on a little makeup, and I was like, I look 13. And they were going to let me in to the hospital to see you, and it worked. And I thought,
Ah.
I'm so smart that I was able to sneak in to see Uncle Chris. It was very pivotal. It's a core memory.
I
It's
was
one of
so
those blue circles in my inside out brain.
I was so bored in the hospital, and they didn't let me wash my hair, and my hair got so greasy. And oh look, a message is coming up on my phone that Blackie peed and pooped today.
Yay!
So that I like to get messages updating me on my dog's bathroom habits while I'm gone. Oh, good. And Marco sent a photo too, which we'll look at later. Yes, so that was very exciting. And you know what happened on Days of Our Lives on that Friday's episode when I was in the hospital? I think Renee put a little hole in the boat that Tony and Anna were on, and it caused the boat to capsize, and Anna was pregnant, and she fell into the water and lost her baby. I don't know how you lose your baby falling into water, but oh well. No offense to anyone who has lost their baby falling into a lake. I do apologize for bringing up a trigger. Anyway, I'm sorry that this episode got off on such a wild rabbit hole.
Those are my favorites.
Yes, because really it was just supposed to be about dear Alex and Avery, but at least they made cameos. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and Betty, what do you have to say about... She's still asleep. She'll defend her actions in the next episode after telling me that I was going to die from that snake bite wound. Okay. Thank you to Sharita and Jeanette, direct from her coma, and Alex and Avery and Betty. And I'm sure we'll see you later. Oh, Alex and Avery, did you know this is the first time I've ever visited here without a puppet? Look, my hands are shaking. Does this mean I'm grown up? Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.